If you want to know what it feels like to be paralyzed, which I'd like you all to kind of do this quick little exercise so you kind of know, what it felt like. If you put your hand on the table, lay it flat, and then push your fingers into the table. You can feel yourself trying, like you're trying, but it feels like there's a wall. I could even feel pressure. Like I would try to lift my arms and I could feel pressure on the side of my arm, just like the table. And that's what it felt like in every inch of my body except for my face. And right before I went to the hospital, my face started to go paralyzed as well. I couldn't talk, because my throat was also partially paralyzed, so you had to be right next to me to hear what I was saying. And when I would swallow a liquid, I would choke on it, but then I didn't have the stomach muscles to cough up the water, so I would just sit there breathing with the water in my throat. Fortunately, I started getting better a couple days after I got out of the hospital. But anyways, so comparison is a thief of joy, right? That's what they say. And it really can be. I mean, I'm not a realtor, but okay, so I just found out I've been saying realtor wrong and my ex is a realtor and my mom is a realtor and I was with her and her realtor friends and they just, it just feels like aggressive when you say it like that, realtor. Anyways, so I've not been a realtor, but I know that you guys feel so much pressure, to do what everyone else is doing that's working for this realtor, and you feel like you have to do social media and this marketing thing and that marketing thing, and you just compare yourself to all these people, and it's so stressful. And I can kind of have empathy for that because that's how I felt when I got really sick. What was working for this person, what was working for this person that also couldn't walk and was spitting on themselves. I felt like I needed to do everything at once, and it was stressful. But comparison's not always the thief of joy. It can certainly be a gift of joy. And I have given a lot of people a lot of joy over the past couple years. I've had so many people, and I don't take offense to it at all. I'm happy. If this didn't help something, then they really suck. It would make it a lot worse. But, I've had so many people say, gosh, when I feel like I don't want to go work out, I think of you. And, when I think things are bad, I think, well, at least I'm not Courtney. And not like, they just compare themselves to me. And what are we taught when we grow up? It's like, appreciate what you have because somebody else out there has it worse than you. So comparison can be a gift of joy. It can be. In the spirit of comparison, we compare ourselves to other people by the way they look, by the way they dress. So I thought a lot about what I was going to say and which stories I was going to tell, and I'm just going to stick with the comparison thing, and I'm going to explain my outfit, just to kind of tell you what's behind my clothes, what's behind what you see. And I'll start from my horn. Whenever I was super, uber, goober, paralyzed from my, head, shoulders, knees, and toes, I was readmitted into the hospital again, and I was sitting in the wheelchair, and I was staring at the floor, and I couldn't move anything from the neck down, and I had just left where I lived, which was Vegas, and I was feeling, it wasn't even like I was feeling sad or feeling bad for myself. I felt nothing. I really felt nothing. I just stared at the floor, empty. And this Japanese woman was in the rehab center, and she was, standing or sitting across the way, because everyone in there is practically sitting. So I look at her, and she's laughing, and I thought, that is so much more of who I am, because you are not your body. That is so much more of who I am. So I had the nurse wheel me back to my room, and I got out a pair of costume ears that a friend had given me right before I left Las Vegas. And I put them on my head, and we wheeled back out there. I had a license plate on the back of my wheelchair that said "not fast." It's funny. But we wheeled back out there, and everyone that I rolled past laughed and smiled, and that made me laugh and smile. And so from that time on, I was in a hospital bed for about 100 days. So I wore costume ears or some kind of costume every day. So that's the story of these. This dress, yes, even my dress. Think about how many times you go to the bathroom a day. That's how many times I had to be picked up and put on the toilet and wiped and dressed and had my pants pulled down by strangers, friends, family, for a year. Multiply how many times you do that by a day, by a year. When I was at my worst, I was laying in the hospital bed and I can't itch myself. Do y'all like changing your own tampons? I did too. I couldn't, you know. I was in pain. I had pressure sores because I couldn't roll over. I couldn't sit up. You don't really notice or think about how many times, I just watched someone adjust themselves. All day long, you make minor changes to be comfortable. You move your hair, you shift your weight, you cross your legs, you fix your bra strap. I couldn't do any of that. So I'm laying there one night in the hospital bed and I'm just itching like crazy and my back is aching and the nursing call button wasn't working, which I would have to headbutt with my head or use my nose. It was broken. So I was just laying there and I needed to escape. So to get out of my body, I just closed my eyes and I pictured myself on a beach dancing in a red dress. Just so I could see what it felt like to be on my feet again. Just so I could see what it felt like to dance and move my body and it work. Just so I could feel the wind in my hair because I hadn't been outside in days. So that's the story of the red dress. My shoes, these sandals. For my birthday, I started recovering. I was just barely walking. It was like a baby giraffe, trying to fall. And when I did fall, I'll tell you exactly what it felt like. It felt like when you have a house in escrow and the repairs are done, the buyers are happy and everything's cool, and then the finance falls through. It's like I was on my feet and everything was okay, and then I would fall and it was just like everything just was backwards and ruined and really hard to recover from. But I was on my feet and I hadn't gotten to wear a dress or feel pretty or sexy in over a year because I was either in a hospital bed or in a rehab center. And even when I wasn't, I couldn't walk without my leg brace. And my leg brace only fit in tennis shoes. So my sister for my birthday, she said, I want to do something special for your birthday and I want you to dress up and I want you to feel pretty. And she took me and got me these sandals because the strap on the back was able to fit over my brace. It was like a miracle. So she gets me these shoes, and my sister's been amazing. She's here. She's right there in the teal. But I was in a dress for the first time and felt pretty for the first time in over a year. And when we turned the corner, 20 of my best friends from California had flown in that day on an airplane just to yell surprise. Yeah. So it was super cool. So I kept getting better. This necklace, also a story. Everything I'm wearing, except I'm not going to tell you about my underwear. So this necklace, before I got a diagnosis, and I'm careful not to say before I got sick because I don't feel sick and I never did. But before I was diagnosed with what I did, I love to travel. That's just like, I'm a hippie, a tree-hugging, lover of people on the earth. And I went backpacking around the world for a year. I quit my corporate career, sold everything I owned, and went backpacking around the world for a year. 27 countries on 6 continents. I love it. It's just such a big part of me. And when I got paralyzed, I thought, God, there's so much I didn't do and see. And this necklace I just got in Guatemala, actually 2 weeks ago. It was my first time backpacking since being paralyzed, and I went there for 21 days by myself. And I did need help. I did. I had to ask people to do my hair, random people on the street. I'd be like, can you throw a braid in here really quick? But that's something, it's just good, really good people everywhere. People really, really are incredible, they are. So the video you just saw, the first time I edited it to make it a little shorter so I could talk longer. But the first time I made it when I was paralyzed from the neck down and I didn't know if I was gonna get better. and I used my nose to make the whole video. I used my nose to make the video on my phone. And that's the video that Miss Kathy saw and introduced me to everybody here, which is cool. But when I was making that video, I was going through all of my pictures and videos, and I was just like, I really want this to touch people. I really do. I want to inspire them. I feel like I need more pictures of me crying. Like, I feel like I need more pictures of me looking sad. And like, my mom watched the video yesterday, and she said the thing that made me teary-eyed is seeing you smile, because it made it look like it wasn't as bad as it was, because it was bad. I was very, very, very sick. But I was looking, I was like, God, I'm just smiling and all these. And the thing is, I never got depressed. I never got sad. I never got mad. I never got angry. I would wake up every day and be like, I'm ready. Like, I know how this works. I'm gonna get really depressed. Let's do this. I'm ready. I'm mentally prepared to be miserable. Let's do it. And every day I'd be like, oh, hey. Well, except for the arm wave, it'd be like, more like, hey. I just never got sad, and there's a reason I never got sad. There's a reason I never got mad. There's a reason I never was miserable. There's one main reason, and that is love. I had so much love for myself. And again, I'm not my body, but I love who I am, and I always have, and I always will. I love myself. Is comparison the gift of joy? Maybe. But that doesn't resonate with me. It doesn't resonate with me. At least I'm not you, Courtney. Because I'm like, why not? I've lived a badass life. Like, everything that I've done up until now led to my autoimmune. Autoimmune's not genetic. It's the result of your environment and experiences and emotions. So would I trade anything? No. And then on top of that, I get to live with my parents right now, and I've missed out on a lot of things the past couple of years, and I've lost a lot of things, but I have gained and done so much more, because I wouldn't have gotten to be with my parents and gotten this, sorry, this is the part that might make me cry. I would have stayed in Las Vegas and traveling around the world, and I would have looked up one day and completely missed out on spending so much time with my family, who are incredible. And if you guys wouldn't mind, give my sister and mom a hand, and my cousins back there too, but they've really been there for me. And so yeah, I don't need you. I'm not standing here because I need anyone to tell me that they're sorry, because I'm not sorry. And I don't need anyone to tell me, like, you're gonna be okay, because I'm fine. I don't need anyone to tell me to stay strong. Like, I'm cool. I don't need you to tell me that I inspire you, even though that does make me feel good. It's just, that's not why I'm here either. I'm standing here because I want you to see what I see. I'm standing here because I want you guys to tell yourself you're sorry. I want you to tell yourself you're sorry for being so hard on yourselves. My condition was triggered by stress from being hard on myself. Like, I want you to tell yourself you're sorry because your body is incredible. Like, women stand in the mirror and just rip yourselves into a new one. It's like, your body is what lets you experience your life in this world. Your body is what lets you hug the people you love. Your body is what lets you walk from one place to another. Your body does everything for you, and it works so hard for you. I mean, people go out and get wasted, and they're like, oh, my body will fix it. We fall down, we hurt ourselves, and it's like, my body will fix it. Your body is constantly there for you. It breathes without you trying. It does everything for you. And I want you to tell yourself you're gonna be okay. Oh, and by the way, my body, you know, it's an autoimmune, but my body's there for me too. People say that your immune system's attacking you. Mine's protecting me. My immune system got me out of a toxic relationship, a toxic city, and a toxic job. So my immune system, my body is on my side. It just did it in a very paralyzing way. So I want you to tell yourself that you're gonna be okay, because you're fine. You're okay. This stupid little stuff that you're worried about all the time is like nothing. Like, try having to get wiped by 4 different people in one day. Like, that sucks. So everything is temporary. Like, for me, walking was temporary. Walking could be temporary for any of y'all. Life is temporary. Even life is temporary. Everything is temporary. These little things, do not let them rob you of all the good things going on. Don't let them take your attention away from the things that are so good in your life. Because these bad little pesky things, all of it is temporary. Even the good stuff is temporary. So hold on to the good stuff. I want you to tell yourself to stay strong. And it's funny when people think of what it means to be strong. Being strong is saying, I'm not fine. Being strong is being vulnerable. Being strong is being a good receiver. I learned a good lesson, and things got a lot easier for me after this. I kept saying, no, you don't need to do that. You don't need to do that for me. And someone told me, Courtney, you're robbing other people of their joy. Because when you think of like what makes you really happy, it's when you're helping other people and you feel like you're a good person and you did something, people need you and people love you and you can share your love with other people. Doesn't that make you feel good? And when you tell people, don't help me, I don't need your help, you're robbing them of their joy. And you're robbing yourself of joy. Like, just let people help you. I know you guys are busy out of your minds. Be a good receiver. Lastly, I'm not standing here because I need you to tell me that I inspire you, like I said. I actually would like to tell you guys how much you inspire me. You know, I've had so many people say that I inspire them, but when I'm smiling, it's because the person I'm talking to is making me smile. And I've had so many people, just like every person in this room, picking me up, helping me, strangers, giving and giving and giving. Like, humanity is beautiful, and everyone in here can give and receive love. That right there makes you perfect the way you are. That right there makes you amazing. And speaking of staying strong, you know that you've already won a race against 100 million other people? Everybody in this room? That's how many people shoot out with you when you're made. So you've already won the biggest race. You're never going to be against 100 or 200 million people again in one shot. So you got this. Whatever you're working on, you did a lot to be here, so you got this. So yes, you guys are perfect the way you are. Really, everyone in this room. And I am too. You know, I have loved with all of my heart, all of it. And I have resented with every ounce of my being. That day I was sent home from the hospital, I had broken up with my boyfriend as well of 4 years, and he was the love of my life. I mean, I loved him. And so that's an important part of my story, because it's funny, some people say, oh, I couldn't have done what you've been through. And the hardest part of my whole experience was my breakup. Speaking of staying strong, it's not strong to stay mad at someone. It's strong to forgive them, even if they don't deserve it. And it has been really hard for me to forgive him, but it has made me such a healthier person when I learned to do that. Still learning, but mostly I've learned. I have, partied with famous DJs in the DJ booth in Las Vegas, where I lived, and now I'm on disability living with my parents. I have traveled around the world, and I have had everything in the world just taken from me. But you know what? At least I'm me. At least I'm not anyone else. Thank you guys for letting me come and talk to you.
When the stars ain't shining bright, you feel like you lost your way. When the candlelight of home burns so very far away, where you gotta let your soul shine, just like my mama used to say. She used to say, so shine, it's better than sunshine, it's better than moonshine, damn sure better than a rain. And if the people don't mind, we all feel this way sometimes. You gotta let your soul shine, shine through the break of day. could make it on.